I grew up vegetarian. I've never eaten fish, meat, or chicken in my life. And for those of you who just came on this live talk, by the way, my name is Stacie. I teach yoga in Bay Area for about 25 years now in California. So I've never tried fish, chicken, or meat in my life because I was raised with the yogic diet. And what I'm going to talk about today is the benefits of plant-based yogic diet. The yogic diet didn't include animal products. It used to have dairy, which is based from animal. It used to be vegetarian. A lot of yogis now are shifting to vegan, or have shifted if they truly don't want to harm the cows or the chickens. And I'll explain that in a minute, how it actually does harm the cows and chickens to have dairy. So I shifted from vegetarian, which is no meat or fish, to no dairy as well. I shifted slowly about 8 years ago. Some of you are curious about how to stop eating the animals for your health, maybe your heart health or preventing disease, maybe joint inflammation. The yogis, not just for the physical health, they didn't want to eat the animals because animals are living beings. Sometimes we say friends, not food. But just even if you don't want all the animals as pets, but just why kill other living beings? In yoga, it's called ahimsa, nonviolence, ahimsa, means nonviolence or non-harming. So the yogis wanted to live in alignment with their fellow living beings, the animal friends, and not eat them. There's also another reason the yogic diet is vegetarian or plant-based vegan. It affects our mind, what we eat. So the yogis wanted to meditate and be in stillness, and a lot of you listening are meditating or want to continue with the meditation habit. So if you start, I'm going to lead you through a meditation in a moment. If you start to pay attention to what you eat at night or in the morning or in general, and your meditations, and I think you'll start to see some shifts in your meditation if you shift your diet to less animal products. And let me explain. Sometimes when we're new to meditation, there are obstacles, even when we're not new. I meditate 25 years, same obstacles. Disciplining ourselves. Sometimes we're sluggish or tired or rather sleep. Sometimes we're stressed, too stressed to sit still. There's many reasons. Some people aren't comfortable sitting on the ground or sitting still from back or joint pain. So the yogis were also keeping this yogic diet. It's called in Ayurveda, sattvic, means pure or balanced in Sanskrit. Sattvic, S-A-T-T-V-I-C. Versus tamas, T-A-M-A-S. I'm tapping this in the chat box. Tamas is the Sanskrit word for dulling. So if you're eating a big meal of animal products and even dairies, heavy on the cheeses and such, I think you'll notice what I did. I didn't eat the animal, but I did eat dairy before. The next even morning, or even if you eat a lot of sugar, not just animal products, you'll notice in meditation, you'll be more tired, maybe not less likely to want to wake up and meditate. You may think you're falling asleep in meditation or can't concentrate because you're not able to. Maybe it has to do with the foods you eat. Not always, but the foods we eat affect our energy level, and it does affect our mind. If we're eating living beings that didn't want to die like we don't, and they're killed, their lives taken from them, right? I'm going to say it gently, not in a horrific way, but it's not a gentle thing. These animals were held captive. Even if they were not, which 99% of animals in the USA I know are held in factory farms in these cruel, horrid conditions, often fed antibiotics and other unnatural things that they wouldn't, and foods they wouldn't eat out in the wild, which then go into your body if you're eating them, which causes more problem. Even like the fish can have mercury and plastics from the oceans. You're not just ingesting the animal, but you're also ingesting the energy of the animal when they were killed. We secrete like adrenaline, a fear hormone. So if an animal's about to get slaughtered or killed, they're going to secrete hormones. Those hormones can then go in your body. On an energetic and spiritual level for yoga, though, also there's like have to do with, and I'll let you sort this out if this resonates for you, but it has to do with like kind of, I want to say the karma. I'm not going to it's kind of up to you to see what is true for you. I'm not going to write this in stone. But for me, I would feel it would affect my psyche when I stopped eating dairy. And then I would eat some cheese because I shifted slow. I started like feeling bad, even in meditation, about the baby cows and like energetically. I just didn't feel right. And it took me stopping eating the cheese and milk, shifting to dairy, from dairy to vegan substitutes, to then see the difference, see how sluggish I felt for even up to a day after when I had a heavy cheese meal, or I felt more tired or wanted to take a nap. And then I started to feel like I felt bad. I knew the baby cows are held captive, and the cows are taking, the baby cows, the day they're born, are taken from their moms so humans can drink their milk. It's not right. We wouldn't want the day you're born as a baby pulled away from your mom and put in a little crate where you can't even move around the first day you're born so that other species can drink your mom's milk. It really makes no sense. If you think of it as if you were them, if you were the mama animal, if you were the baby animal, if you were the chicken and you baby male the first day, yes, Ariam, I agree. It is very cruel. Exactly. So if we're trying to meditate for peace for our bodies, ourselves, humanity, but we're eating the animals, that is a cruel and violent industry. Even if you're eating like free range meat that's out in the fields, which is not so common like you think, they don't advertise it always accurately. But even if you're eating that, the minute they're slaughtered, they don't want to die, just like we wouldn't. So there's no way around it. It is violent and cruel to kill a living being. The vegans, we say like there's no humane way to slaughter an animal. And the stress hormones too you're getting, but the peace and versus violent aspect, I feel that can energetically permeate. How can we expect to have a completely peaceful mind and meditation if we're eating foods that were violently killed? It really doesn't make sense, but you don't trust my word for it. It's only when you stop eating the animals or the dairy, do it as an experiment and see if you feel the difference. So I'm going to guide you through a meditation. And Sharon, you're 100% correct. Not only are there stress hormones in the milk because of the stress of the mother, probably, but the cows weep and cry and scream when they pull the babies away. And then they forcibly keep impregnating the cows to make, the cows only produce milk because they had a baby, just like humans. Okay? They're treating them like commodities and machines, but they're living beings. And then when the mother female cow can no longer produce babies after forcibly being impregnated year after year, then they get sent off to slaughter. And when the male baby cows are born, if they're male, they can't produce milk. They're not profit for the industry. I'm sorry, this is not peaceful to hear about for meditation, but I'm just sharing the truth of it. And then the baby male cows, they created a word called veal. The baby male cows can't make profit for milk for the industry, so they put them in a little crate. I've seen them at an animal rescue called the veal crate. They can't even move around, so they can't develop the muscle. It becomes soft baby flesh. 2 weeks later, they slaughter them and they called it veal. Follow the money trail. This is all about industry and money, and they make it like these sweet baby cows running in the field, and then you have this wonderful meat. Follow the trail of the cruelty and the industry behind it and why they advertise it the way they do. And when you learn the truth, you may feel different about it. So ethically, for me, that's the easiest way to shift to stop eating meat. Think of the animals in a cage or pulled from their mothers or getting killed or walk. We don't want to go in a slaughterhouse. That's because it's horrific. So if you think of the animals, to me, that's the easiest way. But I was teaching for a heart disease reversal program, and we focused on the health benefits. So if you're doing this for your health, if that motivates you, research shows one study after another that the least risk of heart disease and some cancers are from not eating animals. Cholesterol externally comes from the animal products, only from animal products, dairy or meat. So if you cut that out, you're not clogging your arteries up with the cholesterol. I've also heard people's joint inflammation reduce from eating plant-based, but don't take my word for it. Load up on those veggies, add more of the good stuff is one way to shift, less of what's not as good. Remember that plant-based, vegan, or vegetarian does not mean you're healthy if you're eating a lot of sugar and processed food and not vegetable, fruits, whole grains, or if you eat whole grains and beans and such. So you have to get the right nutrients and learn about it. Nutritionfacts.org has good research studies if you are into the science of it. Some people want to do it for ethics, some for health, some for the sustainability of the environment. Whatever motivates you, if it'll benefit you or the earth or the animals, I say why not, right? So let's do a little guided meditation. Yes, Ariam, you're right. You do have to do it correctly to do it right. Vegan done right just means, like any diet, eating proper nutrients, educating yourself to get the right nutrients in a safe, healthy way so that you're not denying your body, you're nourishing your body with more of what it needs. Sometimes people do jump too quick without the knowledge, and they start eating all the plant-based substitutes, and they're not getting maybe enough vegetables or nutrients or iron that you get from maybe raisins or spinach, and then there can be a problem. And if you stop eating eggs, that's the one thing they say, probably take B12. Again, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do take that because you can get it from nutritional yeast, B12, but usually not enough. So that's one of the main supplements if you stop eggs. So don't just jump to it without learning how to get the nutrients. But there's so many aspects to this eating. This is ingrained in us from childhood, from society, from media, from habits, from cravings, from stress. So how do we even shift if we want? So let's do a little journey together. Let's close your eyes. If you have questions after, we'll chat. So close your eyes, get comfortable. We're gonna do just a few minute meditation journey. You could sit in a chair, sit tall, or cross-legged on the floor. You can let your eyes close and just take a few slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just feel your body, get present in the room or wherever you are. Now bring awareness to your stomach, around the digestive organs. You can even put your hand on the stomach if that helps. First, let's check in. We're coming in from this online chat from all over the world, so it might be night or morning or afternoon. You may have just ate or full, so check in. What's your hunger level like now? Physical hunger. Are you feeling full, hungry, not sure? Just becoming mindful. And then with eyes closed, check in with your energy level. This could have to do with time of day or enough, if you didn't get enough sleep or too much sleep or stress or different things, but just check in. What's your energy level? Do you feel agitated, sluggish? Neither, not sure. No right or wrong, just mindfully noticing. And then lastly, check in with your focus level. As your eyes are closed, watching your breathing or feeling the body, where's your mind? Is it drifting off to something that happened earlier in the day or something about the future? Anything that's pulling you from focusing on the body and breath, just notice it. And then overall, check in now if you have any goals for your own eating habits. First, let's think of the positive with eyes closed. Think of one positive thing you're eating that you know is good for your body and that you want to keep up with. Let's first affirm something positive we're doing. And then think of something in your eating choices you maybe want to let go of. Could be less animals or less sugar, less processed. Just think of something that you want to let go of, or any goals now you have for your eating and your health journey. And then get into the reason behind why you want to eat or let go of certain food stuff. Just think of your intention. What is it? What's the real reason? Is it for physical health? Maybe you have a chronic illness. Maybe one of your parents passed from a certain disease or has one and you want to prevent it with eating. Maybe you want to harm less animals, help the earth, whatever that is for you. I'm not telling you what to pick for your diet choice. I'm just bringing up this topic to reflect. And how would that benefit not just yourself, your eating choice, but how would that benefit others around you? Would that improve your health, your longevity, your energy level, maybe the animals or the earth? And then one more thing, just put your hand, if it's not there, on your upper chest, one on the stomach, and just honor your body, this sacred vehicle. Our body is getting us through this life. They say in yoga, it's like a vehicle for our spirit. So honor the body exactly where we are, even with our stress or emotional eating, if you are, or cravings or habits you want to break, wherever you are, just honor we're exactly where we need to be in this moment. Even if we can improve, we're doing our best we can. And then we'll open the eyes, and you're welcome to stay in meditation longer. That's just a sample. You can do that a few minutes a day, checking in with your eating habits, your energy level, and your goals. And now the homework I'm going to give you is not to like listen to me or even these documentaries that Kevin mentioned before, these great documentaries, Forks Over Knives or Seaspiracy or Cowspiracy and Game Changers about plant-based eating and all the health benefits or environmental benefits, but use your own life as an experiment. If you're meditating every day, keep up with it. Start to pay attention to the nights you maybe overeat or undereat or eat certain foods compared to others. How does that affect your meditation? Even like coffee, wine, all of this affects our mind state, right? So start to reflect, and you can experiment. If you want to shift to plant-based, vegan or vegetarian, or if you're a vegetarian wanting to cut out the dairy and the milk or eggs, substitute it maybe for plant-based or soy milk, rice milk, cashew milk, hemp milk, almond milk. It goes on and on. There's so many in most areas. Not all. I know there's some not accessible to everyone, but in many areas there's many choices now. So you can try it for yourself and see how you feel. What would be your encouragement to sustain a healthier diet? Positive affirmation. That would mean how you feel. You might lose weight. You might feel or gain weight, whatever it is you need. You might feel better in your body. You might feel more aligned with animals. You might sleep better. Don't just listen to people talking about it. It's only by trying it. And as you feel the benefits, you'll want to keep at it more and more. And we're not perfect. So yes, Kevin says, just try it and do it for yourself and your health. Exactly. And then let's try to be a little compassionate for ourselves, or a lot compassionate on days we don't eat great, or we go back to the habits that we know are not the best. You might have one meal that's off, but if the rest of the week was pretty good, it's more an average how you eat. I'm pretty sure what I've watched with yoga students and the heart disease patients and myself is the healthier you eat, plant-based, vegan, whole food diet, the less you'll want of the other stuff. Your mind might want it at first, but the less you have of it, and if you can break through those first few days of cravings of sugars and lighten up on the sugars and the dairy, you start to want it less because you know how you feel after, if that makes sense. So my suggestion for shifting to plant-based diet is let your motivation be the benefits. Living longer, more time with on life with your families, or feeling more energy at work, if that makes sense. My suggestion, think of the benefits and start one good meal a week, two good, build up. And as you feel benefit, you'll want probably to keep up more. And then when, as you said, Kevin, no one is perfect. So when we have a not as great meal or day or a holiday or a weekend and you're not eating so great, instead of beating yourself up and saying, well, forget it. Now I can't do this diet. I'm too addicted to cheese or dairy. And there are, by the way, literally stuff in cheese I've heard is addicting, as well as sugar. And some companies put addictive foods to keep you buying it. But instead of saying, forget it, I'm addicted, I can't give it up. It's like, that's all or nothing. What about saying, okay, I'm going to go back tomorrow to that eating healthier. And then it's more an average how you eat. So we have to be realistic if we want to be a 100% perfect plant-based vegan diet. And it's very hard right away to shift to that. So if you don't have that, go easy on yourself. But at the same time, create some discipline. If you just listen to the body cravings, sometimes it gets mixed with the mind cravings, right? I can want vegan chocolate and ice cream, even if it's vegan, a lot more maybe than vegetables. But if I sustain and eat more vegetables and don't go for the sugars, I really don't crave the sugars as much. So a little bit of discipline, but listening to your body. And again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a yoga teacher and a lifelong vegetarian, now mostly vegan, not 100% perfect vegan. But I did want to share this talk today if it helps inspire or educate or encourage you to eat more in harmony with your body, the earth, and the animals. So I hope you enjoyed, and the few-minute guided meditation you're welcome to do on your own every day, even as a meditation of mindfulness. Maybe some of us, including me, struggle sometimes from eating when we're not hungry or emotional or stress eating. So you might want to do a few minute meditation a day of just feeling, is your body really hungry, or is there another need that we're not getting fulfilled, right? So there's, we're all coming in this from different angles, but you're welcome to take any part of this talk or guided meditation and make it your own. So I so appreciate you being here, and I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste. I'm going to just make sure